Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Big Nick Energy YouTube channel. Mill here with another post-game show, and this one was gladly a win. The Knicks beat the Minnesota Timberwolves 112 to 106. This was an early game. It started around 3 o'clock, ended 5:30. I'm a little late to doing this post-game just because I unexpectedly had some family over, so I was just with them. But I am doing it now, and I tried to watch as much as I could with some family over. I watched a good majority of it, especially in the first half, and I did pay attention to, OG the most because it was his debut today, his first game as a Knick, his first game at the Garden, and I think it's really funny that he actually fouled out. I'm not really sure how many Knicks have fouled out in their debut, but he did foul out. He, which and that last foul that they gave him, that was just it wasn't a foul. I mean, I was literally mad at the refs after they called his sixth personal because it really wasn't a foul. It looked more like a moving screen, what's more than a foul than it was on him. But anyways, great win today. It was a little scary there at the end because the Knicks did have a lead and they let the Timberwolves come back. This was crazy because we were leading by more than 20 at one point. So the Timberwolves were chipping away little by little, and by nearly nearing the end of the fourth quarter, it was pretty close, like less than a 10-point game. And luckily, due to some very clutch shots and defense towards the ends there, the Knicks were able to close it out, despite not having OG in those last few minutes too. As soon as OG got fouled out, I was a little scared because he was doing his thing. Despite having so many fouls, he was still providing a lot of good defense, a lot of forcing turnovers, forcing steals. He was doing all of it. So when he got fouled out, I thought Timberwolves had a real advantage there and they were going to be able to come back fully, but no, Knicks held it down. And thanks to Julius Randle's really clutch three at the end there, with about 2 minutes to go, yeah, no, we sealed the deal with that one, I would say. And yeah, we were able to close it out. But Julius Randle had a huge game. You can see his stats next to me here. He had 39 points, 9 rebounds. He was 14 for 24 from the field. He actually didn't have any assists. I was looking at the box score over here. Pretty surprising he didn't have any assists because we know usually Julius Randle guarantees at least 5 assists or a few assists a game. He loves to share the ball, but it doesn't really matter at this point because we got the win and he had a huge game, almost a 40 piece right here. Um, Especially that clutch three at the end. That's the main thing I'm thinking about. But let's talk about OG's debut at the Garden. So he played great defense in my opinion, despite fouling a lot. I mean, some of those fouls they may not have even been fouls, but of course the refs call anything on the Knicks and rarely anything for the Knicks. But to me, I saw some great defensive efforts from him. And he had one steal. I thought it would have been more just because it looked like when he was playing, he forced up more steals and he made the Timberwolves turn it over, it felt like. But great defense. And offensively, this is a great game from him. He averages 15 a game before this game, and today he had 17, so that was above his average, more than we expected. But if any of you guys have known, he has been wanting to have a larger offensive role recently. I believe he told the Raptors that before he got traded. So that's exactly what he's getting right now. He's getting more touches than he was on the Raptors, and he's getting more minutes and everything. So if he wants more of an offensive role, the Knicks are going to give it to him because, when the summertime comes, we're going to have to figure out what we're going to pay him. And it all depends on how he does this season. If he's huge for us on offense, if he's huge for us on defense, obviously I think he will be huge for us on defense. But offensively, I'm really curious to see what he provides to the table tonight. I mean, today was 17 points, 6 rebounds, 1 steal. And he's very efficient with his scoring. One thing about him is that he's efficient. Like it's only 17 points, but it's on efficient scoring. So let's look at it here. He was 7 for 12 from the field and 3 for 6 from the 3-point line. So 50% from the 3-point line, and more than 50% from the field. That's very efficient from him. He's not taking too many shots, but he's being efficient about it. And he grabbed 3 offensive rebounds for us and 3 defensive rebounds. So I'm really liking the fact that he's getting out there and getting the offensive rebounds. It's really making up for the fact That we don't have Mitchell Robinson anymore. Mitchell Robinson was huge for us in grabbing offensive rebounds. So the fact that we now have OG and he's doing it, he's making up for it and he's grabbing some, it's very helpful for us. Just from the first half alone, at halftime, I was thinking this team looks different. I know it's silly to say after just one game, and even after just one half, I said it, but this team looks different. The defense is there. And it's just, I love to see it. I know a lot of people are still upset about the trade. It sucks losing Emmanuel quickly and even RJ if you think about it, but we have to move on, and we have to move on with who we have. We have OG now, and we have a few other guys, Precious, we have Malachi. So yeah, we're going to get into those guys, how they did, but let's just take a look at the team stats really quick. So I was skimming it over right before I started the stream. Field goal percentage. The Timberwolves did shoot better than the Knicks from the field, but the 3-point line, we actually made more threes. We made 12. I thought we were doing pretty good from the 3-point line in the first half from what I could see. Only 12 there. And let's see, free throws. We missed 6 free throws, which I don't like. I don't like when we miss any free throws because those are supposed to be easy points right there. But it's okay. We got the win. That's what matters, really. Rebounds, we did get more rebounds, and everyone else was just picking up. They're just stepping up and grabbing rebounds as they should. One of the keys to winning a game is to rebounds. You have to rebound. Whether it's offensive, defensive, hopefully both. Those are the keys to winning games. And we out-rebounded the Timberwolves today. And specifically, we out-rebounded them on offensive rebounds. We did 16 compared to their 4. So that's a huge difference right there. We were clearly getting offensive boards and giving the Knicks second chance opportunities right there. Assists. The Knicks had 4 more assists, but fairly even right there. And also the Knicks had 7 steals tonight, which was huge. I definitely felt like they had a lot of active hands. Everyone was doing their part on the defensive end. And it's crazy just because we have one, not one new player. Obviously, we got 3, but one player known for his defensive specialties. It's really making a difference in the entire team. I just feel like everyone is stepping up in their own way now because maybe they're scared to get traded, or maybe they just finally want to play defense the right way. And now that they have OG on there, it's definitely helping the team. He's able to switch on to different players. And yeah, he could basically do anything on defense. Guard 1 through 5 if you need him to. He is super lengthy. He's only 6'8", but his wingspan is 7'2". So he's really long when he is contesting any player. It's really helpful though on the defensive end. Usually players aren't able to score a lot against him. It is a little ironic though that he's known for his defense and he fouls out the first game. He is a Knick, but I don't really. It doesn't really matter to me because the last foul even he got wasn't really a foul in my opinion. It didn't look like a foul. Anyways, though, blocks even between both teams. I want to point out Hartenstein. I mean, we're going to get into every player, but Hartenstein tonight, let's see how many blocks he had. But the last time I saw it was 3. Yeah, so he ended the game with 3 blocks, which is crazy. Hartenstein was like a beast out there. 3 blocks, 3 steals for Hartenstein, and 3 assists, along with 9 rebounds and 7 points. Man, I should have put him up next to me just because that's a really great game from him, but it's going to go under notice from most media outlets because it's not a lot. It's 3 assists, 3 steals. 3 steals is a lot, and 3 blocks is a lot, but the points always go unnoticed if you don't have a lot of points. But shout out to Hartenstein. He did his job tonight. He really held it down, and it was a tough job going against Rudy and just holding it down, getting all those blocks, really protecting the paint there. Let's see what else we got here. So besides Randle, we talked about Randle. He had a great game, 39 points, and he did his thing tonight as he's been doing in like the last, I would say 20 games now. Last 20 games, he's really been stepping up, and he's been scoring the ball. He doesn't have any trouble scoring it. He's been doing it with ease. I love to see that. I love that he's in such a groove right now. It's really helping the Knicks offense because Jalen Brunson was struggling tonight. He was 5 for 23 from the field. So when Jalen Brunson struggles, we need Julius Randle to step up, which he did and ended up having 39 points. Going back to Brunson, though, really hard game for him, and he actually played the most. He played the most minutes out of everyone. He played 41 minutes, but he was 5 for 23, as I just mentioned, and 1 for 9 from the 3-point line. Yikes! It wasn't pretty. He really couldn't get anything to go down from the 3-point line. He only had one made 3 out of 9. That's usually not like him. We know Brunson has at most times and most of the games, he's been improving his 3-point shot and making multiple threes a game. But there are some times where he does go I wouldn't say 9. I haven't seen him attempt 9 threes and only make 1, but I've seen him go 0 for 6, something similar to that. So I really hope he finds a groove in the 3-point shot again, because when he's hitting the 3-point shot, he is so lethal and so unguardable because he can attack the basket, he can shoot the 3, he could do everything. A jump shot, mid range, anything. So once he gets his 3-point shot back, I just hope that happens because, like I said, he's so lethal when he does have it. Besides that, he had 4 rebounds and I believe a season high 14 assists. I heard them mention it was his season high, and I'm really glad because we don't usually see Jalen Brunson put up a game with more than 10 assists. But it's really interesting that the moment I don't even know how it correlates really, but after the trade, the game after the trade, he has his most assists ever. I mean, a lot of people were hitting their shots between DiVincenzo, who had 15, OG, Randle. So he had 14 assists, which is huge, and along with 2 steals, also huge. He's trying to make his impact on the defensive end. We know he's not the best defender, but he's trying his best with those 2 steals. And yeah, even though he was 5 for 23, he had 16 points. And most of part of that is because he went to the free throw line 5 times. I still think he should have been there more times. 5 times is not enough for Jalen Brunson. Like, Jalen Brunson is our 1A. He is our best player, one of our best, if not. He deserves more calls from the refs. He deserves to get to the free throw line more. I mean, there's so many plays now every game we're watching him get fouled and there's nothing, no call. And everyone gets upset. We get upset. Thibodeau gets upset. Jalen Brunson needs more respect out there. He really does. Besides that, DiVincenzo, he had 15 points I just mentioned. He was 5 for 11 from the field, 2 for 6 from the 3-point line. And he also shot 4 free throws, which I really like to see. I like to see him get to the free throw line more. It's nice to add that part of your game, the ability to draw contact and get to the line. Along with his 15 points, he had 2 assists, 4 rebounds, 1 steal, and 1 block. So nice defensive effort from him too. See, like, everyone at least had a steal. He had a block. Hartenstein had a block. So it wasn't just OG that started this. It's not just OG that's responsible for the defensive effort tonight. It was really everyone that stepped up between Hartenstein and Dante and OG and just everyone. Jalen had 2 steals too. Really, everyone stepped up and did their part. Moving on from him, though. So Precious Achiuwa got some minutes. He had 9 minutes tonight. He also came from Toronto in the trade. Unfortunately, though, he did not get to score yet. So he was 0 for 2 from the field. And he did have 3 rebounds, though. So three rebounds is what we should expect. He does average 5.4 on the season. And he also averages 7.7 points, but 0 for 0 tonight from him. And I did see him. He was trying to. There was a play where I think he grabbed the offensive rebound, tried to put it up a few times, didn't get it in. But I like the effort there from him. He actually does average 2 offensive rebounds a game, So I really like that aspect of his game, because we need more rebounds. We need more offensive rebounds. Anytime you give the Knicks second chance opportunity, it's super helpful, and we just need it. But I would love to see the next game for him. I would love to see him score in the next game. I would definitely love to see more of his offensive game. He was just over 2 tonight. And let's see who else. McBride only played 7 minutes. So I think McBride is basically our backup point guard now, but he only played 7 minutes tonight. Brunson played majority of the game despite being despite his offensive struggles and shooting struggles. McBride in 7 minutes though didn't score anything. 0 for 3 from the field, 0 for 1 from the 3-point line. He also did recently get an extension from the Knicks. If you guys don't know, I think the day after the trade or something, maybe like yesterday, him and the Knicks came to an agreement on an extension. I believe it's $14 million over 3 years. I'm gonna check that real quick, just to fact check it. Miles McBride extension. So he agreed to a 3-year, $13 million extension with the Knicks. So yeah, after that happened, pretty much everyone thinks that he's going to be our backup point guard. That's the role he has full time now. And it's really interesting, honestly, just because he went from getting like barely any minutes to now. Well, tonight he didn't get any minutes at all either. He got 7, but eventually I think he's going to be getting more minutes as our backup point guard. Jalen Brunson, I don't know, 41 minutes tonight. That's crazy to do that every night. I don't think Brunson will be able to play 40 plus minutes a night. And especially just because Brunson was struggling shooting really, really bad tonight. I think when your player is struggling, sometimes it's okay to sub in, their backup and see what they can do as well. And Josh Hart from the bench played nearly 30 minutes tonight. 8 points for him. He was 3 for 7 from the field, 2 for 3 from the 3-point line. He finally hit some threes. I'm always on him about missing his threes. Sometimes I hate when players miss wide open threes, and we've seen that from Hart a few times before. But tonight he made 2 of them, 8 points in total. And what is the best about this is that he got 11 boards as well. This is prime Josh Hart right here. This is like a prime Josh Hart game right here with 11 boards, 2 offensive, 9 defensive, and 2 assists. You could really tell if you watch the game. You could see him. Every time the ball, every time someone shot the ball, he would skyrocket for that rebound. I don't know how he does it. He has crazy hops. He's out there just grabbing the rebound from anyone. And Grimes in 18 minutes had 10 points. Good game by Grimes. He also made a few threes. He was 3 for 4 from the field, 2 for 3 from the 3-point line, and had 2 free throws. So good game by him from coming off of the bench in 18 minutes. Not a lot of minutes, but he's providing something, which we really need, because you guys know that we just lost Emmanuel Quickly. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to replace that scoring. He did, I think, Quickly averaged 15 per game for us so far this season, but some games Quickly would put up 20 for us. So we really have to step up. The guys on the bench have to step up and provide that scoring that we will miss from Emmanuel Quickly. I mean, whether it was 20 a night from him or 15 a night from him, other guys like Grimes really have to do their part and expand their game. Like, if anyone from this bench is going to step up, I think it would really have to be Grimes. We've seen Grimes start. He's had that role before. He's had a big role before. He can do it again. He can shoot the ball really well, and he even drives the ball really well too. We saw it a few times today. So if anyone has to step up after we lost IQ, I'm going to say it's Grimes. And he's going to get more minutes as well. Julius Randle, beast. Yeah, pure beast. The way he's been playing recently, it's crazy. I mean, he's headed into another All-Star year, All-NBA season. And hopefully this just translate into the playoffs too, because he's having such a great season. I hope it's like this in the playoffs as well. What's up, Smooth? Shout out to the Queen. Solid win for the Knicks. Appreciate you. Yeah, great win. Solid win for the Knicks as well. I keep saying great, but I mean solid. Exactly what you said, because we did lead by 20 in this game, and the fact that we let them come back, it was scary. And I wouldn't say that was a great effort by them at the end, letting them come back from that lead. Can't give up leads like that. But we did close it out at the end, took care of business, and I'm really glad we got the win. Ricky commented OG like 5 times here in the comments. Just multiple OG. I know. It was a great game by him despite fouling out. This was more than what we could have asked for, really. 17 points is above his average on the season. 6 rebounds is also above his average on the season. He usually averages 3.9, I think, and also grabbed a steal along with defending really well. And just doing his part. I also thought, even though he has 17 points, I also thought he was hesitant a little bit to shoot the ball at times. I thought he could have shot it, especially early on in the first quarter and the second quarter. He was passing up a few looks there. But I get it. Those are like first game jitters. He doesn't want to be selfish. He doesn't want to just shoot it over and over and over. He is going to put the team first. But he's going to get comfortable in the next few games. And I think we're going to be seeing more looks from him, more shots from him, because he said it himself. He wants to have more of an offensive role. So yeah, I expect him to be shooting more in the upcoming games. Maybe we can even see a 20-point game soon. Let's see. So team stats, I pretty much went over. Just looking over at the stats over here. Anthony Edwards also had 35 points. So he tried his best. He tried his best to let the Timberwolves come back, but they couldn't succeed at the end there. I would say like defense really won us this game. It really set the tone when we established that huge lead. It was all because of defense. You know, the defensive stops, the turnovers, they led to our baskets. They led to fast break points. It all starts with defense in my mindset, at least. Smooth said, my concern is the coach consistently coaching a defensive, giving up a threes in 3-point shooting era. And he also said, hopefully we get another star to ease the pressure off Randle and Brunson. Yeah, I get you. I do hope we get another star, just because I don't think this should have been just the move. I think we'd still need one more person to finish off our starting lineup, at least, whether that be Murray or Donovan Mitchell. Dante is Dante's a good player, and he put up like 38 the last game. But I don't expect him to be able to do that every game. Like, obviously he didn't do it today. He put up 10, I believe. Let's check really quick here. I think he put up 10. Oh, he put up 15. Okay, so 15 is great. But I still feel like the shooting guard position it's a little bit questionable at times, because I have to see if Dante can keep this up. He looks like he's going on a little bit of a good groove right now, good streak. Last game 38, this game 15. I want him to be able to keep it up, because there's some games where we don't really get anything out of him, like literally the Orlando Magic game before the trade. He put up 3 points, Grimes put up 2 points. Our shooting guard position only put up 5 points that game. So there's times where it feels like we do need one more offensive threat, because some of the other players are slacking, like Dante. And also another offensive threat to help us, like you said, to ease off the pressure from Randle and Jalen Brunson, because clearly Jalen Brunson was struggling tremendously tonight. 1 for 9 from the 3-point line, 5 for 23 from the field. He was struggling. So if there's someone else that can score the ball, then we should have them in that starting lineup. I think another trade is coming soon, or another move. I mean, we'll see. I think I'll give it a few more games before I officially say anything and anything, make a formed conclusion basically. Jamin said the Knicks had a good chemistry tonight. Grimes appeared more comfortable. Yeah, Grimes had a good game. Off the bench, he had a good game, especially in the minutes he was given, which was only 18. And I was saying this earlier. I'm not sure if you were here when I said it, but I think that after losing Emmanuel quickly, Grimes is the guy that has to step up now. We're losing 15 points. We're losing 15 points a game basically after losing quickly. But I also mentioned that some nights quickly gives us 20 a game. So who's going to step up and be that sixth man, give us those points off the bench when we need them to? I really think it could be Grimes if he applies himself and shoots the ball more. Sometimes he's hesitant. We all see it. He's hesitant to shoot. I want him to take more shots. I want him to drive more to the basket. He's such an underrated attack. He's so underrated at attacking the basket. He does it really well. And he should be able to even draw contact and get to the free throw line if he wanted to. But yeah, I really think that Grimes is the guy that has to step up and provide that scoring that Emmanuel quickly takes with him to Toronto. We need it. And also Precious, I also think will be huge for us off the bench. I know he didn't score tonight, but he only played 9 minutes and he was 0 for 2. So he only took 2 shots. I do think Precious, though, is going to be a key player on the bench. I'm excited to watch him play just because I think he's really underrated. He can grab 5 rebounds a game. He averages 7 points per game. He doesn't have to do a whole lot. 7 points per game is fine, really. Mario said, great debut for OG. Defense was excellent. Great win. I agree. It was a good debut for him, even though he fouled out. I was asking earlier if anyone knows any other Knick that's fouled out on their debut. I think it's a little funny just because he came here for his specialty in defense and he fouled out his first game, but he really did play good defense. I don't really know how he fouled out because it didn't seem like he got that many fouls until it was the last one and then he was gone. And even the last foul wasn't really a foul, in my opinion. It didn't look like a foul. It looked more like a moving screen on the Wolves, but it is what it is. It happened. No one's going to go on him for fouling out, really. He played great. 17 points for him and 6 rebounds, 1 steal, and he defended really great tonight. Someone said old Knicks would have choked the lead away. Hopefully new year, new Knicks. You're right. We haven't lost this year yet. We haven't lost yet. So hopefully this is a new year. It is a new Knicks team. You can really say that. We don't have guys here that have been on this team for years. It truly is a new team. It feels a little different. I know a lot of people were missing RJ and quickly today. And it's a little sad when you think about it. RJ's been here for 5 years. Quickly, I think he's been here for 3 seasons. They've been with us for a while, so having them gone, it's sad, but it is what it is. Trades happen. Trades happen to your favorite player. And now we have to move forward with who we have, which is OG, and he put up a great game. I'm excited to watch him play. I'm excited to see what he brings to the table, see what's next. And, he even wants more of an offensive role, which is really exciting for me. I want to see what he can do that no one in the league has seen him do before. Jamin said, we need to trust the process. Exactly. That's a perfect saying right there. Trust the process. I know a lot of people were hesitant, even me. As soon as the trade happened and the news broke, I was like, what are the Knicks doing? Why did they trade quickly away? That's our 6th man. He has done so. I don't even know what to say about it anymore. It's just trading quickly. When I first saw it, it kind of broke me. I mean, RJ, I kind of expected, not obviously the day it happened, but I expected it to happen at some point. he really didn't fit in that starting lineup, I would say. He never really fit, and he was inconsistent at times, but unfortunately that's how it was. I wanted it to work so bad. I was supporting him when the season started and he was playing phenomenal before the migraine. I was so happy for him and I thought it could finally be his year, but that wasn't really the case after the migraine injury. Raptors Cube said, I expect OG's scoring efficiency to increase in the Knicks system. In Toronto, he was asked to create his own shots, but playing off Brunson and Randle, he will get easier shots. I agree. I definitely agree. He was very efficient tonight. I mean, what was it? 7 for 12? Let me check over here. Tonight, he was 7 for 12 from the field and 3 for 6. So that's over 50% shooting on both the three-point line and from the field. Before this game, everyone was saying, even though everyone was telling me he's a very efficient scorer, and they're completely right. He may only give up like 15 a game, but it's on efficient numbers. It's on efficient shooting. He's not taking like 15 shots and only making 5 of them, or 20 shots and making 5 of them. He's doing it on 7 and 12 tonight, 3 for 6 from the three-point line tonight. I think efficiency is key, and that's just a little bit of something we didn't really get from RJ, and now that we're getting it from OG, I think it'll really help the Knicks. And like you said, playing off of Brunson and Randle, he'll get the looks. They can pass it out to him, and I think it's gonna really fit well. I can't wait to see more games. I can't wait to see him play more on the Knicks team because I really think it'll fit. Smooth said Donovan Mitchell is perfect, but I would also get the Hawks Sadiq Bey backup wing defender. Oh yeah, I also I heard some people mention that Sadiq Bey. That's a good option too. I mean, I love defensive players, so the fact, I mean, if we could get another defensive player, I would love that because before trading for OG, our huge problem, the biggest problem we had was defense. We were giving up 120 plus points to teams, and that was not okay. We had multiple first halves where we gave up 70 points to teams, and that was not acceptable. It was not okay. We needed someone to come here and defend, basically, because no one on the Knicks were defending, and the effort was poor from basically everyone. I mean, our defense really took a toll when we lost Mitchell Robinson. He was an anchor for us. He was always protecting the paint, grabbing boards, offensive boards, blocks. So without him, our team was really in a hole, and we needed to get out of it. And I really think OG is helping us climb out of that hole. I think our team will go back up in their ranks as one of the best defensive teams because, it's not just him that's going to be providing the defense now. I think he's really making his mark on everyone on the team, and everyone's stepping up individually. Tonight we saw it. Brunson had 2 steals. Let's see. Hartenstein had 3 blocks, 3 steals. DiVincenzo had a steal. And it just feels like everyone else now is doing their job. And I don't know if it's because OG came in and he's reflecting himself on them, but I like it. I like the energy. I like the effort from everyone. Let's see. Oh no, someone said, I think Grimes is out of here next week. You think so? I don't think anyone's safe, honestly, besides Brunson, I would say. Because I've even seen Randle being included in some trade scenarios right after the RJ trade happened. But I really don't think anyone's safe besides also McBride, because McBride signed his extension, so he's good. But you're right, Grimes might be out of here soon. I definitely think the Knicks are making another move, so I think he would essentially be another player that they'd have to include. We don't really have other players that we could include because I'm not sure if they could include Josh Hart because they extended him this summer, or Dante, they signed him this summer. I'll have to look that up after this, but I definitely think Grimes would be the next player to include in a trade. Jam said, we have time until the deadline. We need the time to make the correct move to help us. Yeah, I definitely think we do have time. And I think we should give it a few more games just to see exactly like what we're looking at right now. How's the team with OG? What else do we need? All of that. JNY Sports said good debut for OG. Yeah, I would say it was a great debut for him, honestly. 17 points, 6 rebounds. He was really lighting up, and just the fact that it was all on efficient scoring, I think that's what made everyone say it was a great debut tonight. You know, um, Jose said, "Been loving Julius' play, but I'm not giving him too much love until he shows this in the playoffs because the start to the season was awful." Yeah, his start to the season was really awful. I mean, his shooting percentages, I don't even want to bring it up. I don't remember the numbers, but I don't want to bring it up. They were awful. And I was seriously concerned about Randle in the first 10 games of the season. I had no idea. I don't think we'd really ever seen Randle shoot that badly in a stretch of games like that. I know he doesn't really show up in the playoffs, but it just felt like the beginning of the season was a whole different thing. And you're right. I agree. I've been loving Randle's play for the last 20 games. He's been a beast. He's been great. And you said you're not giving him too much love until he shows us in the playoffs. Right now, I agree. I'm a little hesitant to love it so much and just to believe that this is what we're going to have in the playoffs too. But I am going to support him and continue to compliment his great play right now because he's really putting the Knicks on his back right now. Offensively, he's been a beast. Especially when guys like Brunson struggled tonight, 5 for 23 for Brunson from the field. He's been stepping up, and I really like that he stepped up, and he hit a huge clutch shot tonight. So we can only hope that it translates to the postseason. Oh man, someone said RJ and IQ got to deal with Donovan Mitchell tonight. I have a feeling a lot of Knicks fans are going to watch that game. I want to watch it too, actually, just to see how they do, but I don't know. I don't think it's showing on national television, so I'll have to find a stream somewhere. Chairman said OG looked like a man out there and he fit into his sneaks. I'm going to watch the Toronto game out of respect. Oh, yeah, we just mentioned that. Yeah, I think like more than 50% of the Knicks fan base is going to watch the Toronto game tonight. I'm really curious to see how they do. I'm hoping the best for them, honestly. I really hope Quickly shines like the star that he is. And I hope RJ can turn it around from what it's been most of his career. Someone said, I think the game Quickly was out. The Knicks had 30 plus assists, made it clear the Knicks could win without Quickly. Yeah. Tonight, how many assists did we have? I think we had around 20. Let's see. We had 23 tonight. So yeah, I mean, we can definitely win without Quickly. It's just it's the question of who's going to step up for him for his absence, who's going to be that guy to score off the bench. And tonight it was Grimes had 10. Let's see. But majority of the game Jalen played. So McBride didn't really get to play tonight. I'm sure he would have been able to score more if he got more minutes, but McBride only had 7 minutes, so he didn't have any points. The only people who scored off the bench tonight were Hart and Grimes. They put up 18. We'll definitely need more than that. We'll need more than 18 points off the bench, but luckily we still got the win. I think, like I just mentioned, McBride will eventually have to develop some scoring. And Precious, the player from Toronto, he will also he averages 7 a game, but I definitely think he could put up a little bit more now that, he'll be getting more minutes. Jim said OG will open up the 3 for Grimes and DiVincenzo. Yep. He provides, he's going to space the floor really well. I think that the spacing so far this season has been questionable, especially in that starting unit. But having OG in here now, it's different. Our team is different. And I would say we're looking better. King said, I'm getting Andre Drummond for the low, he said in the next comment. Honestly, has Andre Drummond been on is he on a team right now? Is he not playing? Oh, he is on a team. Oh, well, I haven't been keeping up with him or the Bulls really. So Drummond is on the Bulls right now, and let's see, he's averaging 7 points a game. I mean, this guy Precious, the guy we just got from Toronto, he can play center position. I know he didn't look too great tonight. He didn't score, but he only played 9 minutes, and he only attempted 2 shots. So Precious can be the backup center if we need him to be, but I definitely like that thought of Andre Drummond. Would like to look into that more, and I think maybe the Knicks should too. King also said Grimes and Fournier gone in a couple days. No one's safe. I said earlier, I don't think anyone's safe besides Brunson. I'm not saying like Randall's not safe. I'm not. I mean, I don't think he's safe either. Just because I've seen like official reports saying that the Knicks could include him in another trade, or reporters have been saying that. I don't know if that's legit. John said, "Great sign, great win, even though Brunson didn't have a great game." Yeah, not a great game from Brunson. Great game from Brunson, but Randall stepped up, and also OG had a good game. And Brunson was also trying his best on the defensive end. He had 2 steals tonight, which is rare from Brunson to have 2 steals. He doesn't usually do that, but he was trying his best, even though he was struggling tremendously shooting from the field and from the 3-point line. 1 for 9 is crazy, but I hope he doesn't have another game like this where he goes 1 for 9 from the 3-point line. Someone said, "Is it me or does it just feel weird watching the Knicks?" It did feel weird. The first quarter, it felt strange because we're missing 2 key players that have been with us for a few years now. Especially, it felt weird not watching RJ in that starting lineup, but he's always been in that starting lineup. And I mean, it's been so recent that we saw him play. We saw him play in the Orlando Magic game, and now he's not there, and Quickly's not there, and it did feel weird. But when OG scored, when OG defended tonight, I kind of forgot about them, honestly, and I was hyping OG up during the game. John said better ball movement today, definitely. And they definitely had better ball movement in the first half. The second half, it looked like it was struggling. And I think that's when the offense became a little stagnant and we weren't able to score for a few minutes. Brunson was taking a lot of shots in a row and he was missing every single one. So offense in the second half wasn't the best. We stopped passing the ball as much as the first half. And it was really iso ball with Brunson. But luckily, in the end of the fourth quarter, we were able to close it out, and a few clutch shots, including Julius Randle's 3, closed this game out. John said, "OG is helping us get easy buckets finally. A few dunks. Randle and Brunson make tough shots." Yeah, he did have a few dunks tonight, and I'm glad he's getting those easy buckets because usually it seems like every bucket is so hard for the Knicks to get. And it's usually iso ball or a 3, but easy buckets right under the basket like a dunk. You got to get those. And he got a few tonight. Jim said, "We need to find consistency for missing IQ. Malachi Flynn game looks similar to DiVincenzo's." Yeah. Oh, Malachi's Flynn game looks similar to DiVincenzo's. They also look similar, which is a little bit strange, but they do look a little bit similar and their games are similar. I was watching his highlights before this game today. Very similar. They're fast-paced guards. They could bring up the ball. They could pass it out. He can also shoot the 3. I think he's shooting like 35% this season so far, but he can shoot the 3. Yeah. We didn't get to see him tonight. I think he's dealing with an injury, something with his ankle, I believe. But when we do see him, actually, I'm not even sure if we will be seeing him, just because Jalen Brunson played 41 minutes tonight as a point guard. McBride, as his backup, played 7 minutes. I don't really see minutes for Flynn. He's a point guard. He's a guard. I don't really see him getting much minutes on this team right now. But I'll be curious to see when he does get minutes and how he'll perform, because you said it, his game is really similar to DiVincenzo's. Even McBride, honestly. They're kind of similar players, and they're both pretty small. Flynn is 6'1". I'll rather play Sims than Taj. Yeah. Well, Sims is still hurt, I think. He hasn't played in a long time. I think he's still dealing with his injury. But I agree. I mean, no disrespect to Taj at all, but Taj cannot keep up with. I don't think he can keep up with today's NBA players or today's NBA centers. He's trying his best though, and he's been holding it down at least for like the 10 minutes he gets a game. But I would rather play Sims and just see what he can do instead. Jamin said Brunson had 14 assists, 16 points, not bad. Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, he 5 for 23 from the field is pretty awful, but to end up with 16 points is not bad, and 5 of those were free throws. And the 14 assists is my favorite part. That's his season high. I love to see him grab those assists. He is a point guard, and the fact that he grabbed that many is crazy. I don't think we've seen that type of game from him in a while. Or, I mean, I'm sure he had a game similar to that like last season where he had 10 plus assists, but I love to see more games like that. Robert said, talk your ish, Mills. What's up, Robert? How's it going? Knicks should beat the Bulls Wednesday, 2 in a row. Got to get back to the 5th or 6th seed. Yeah, definitely taking the Knicks win on Wednesday against the Bulls. Bulls haven't been too great. We all know they're dealing with like crazy things between their injuries and just all the Zach LaVine rumors, and even DeRozan wants to get out of there. I mean, it's a whole crazy team. But right now the Knicks are 8th in the Eastern Conference. The Bulls are number 10. You're right. We have to get back to 5th or 6th. I predicted the Knicks would end like around their 5th or 4th, but we got a lot of good teams in the East this year. The East is a little bit stacked. We got the Celtics, the Bucks, the Sixers, Heat, Magic, and Cavaliers, and Pacers all above us. Yeah, we just lost to the Pacers too, so we need to get back up there. It is pretty close, though, I would say, because the Heat have won 19 games. We won 18. So there's only one difference there. But the losses is what really matters right there. The Knicks have lost 15. Heat have lost 13. So it's pretty close. I think we will be able to get back up there. You know, there's so many games left to play in this season. And we do play the Bulls Wednesday, which I think is an automatic win. And another good game to see what OG can do. I remember last season when we played the Bulls, we dominated them every single time. And that's also one of the games where Jalen Brunson crossed over Alex Caruso. And there's that famous picture of Caruso like on his knees and on the floor after JV crossed him over. That was a great game. I remember last season. One of my favorites, honestly. That play was crazy. But yeah, so the next time the Knicks play, like we mentioned just now, is Wednesday against the Bulls. We play at 8:30 p.m. And hopefully I can do another live stream after that game as well. And hopefully it's a win. I hate doing post-game losses. It's not fun to talk about what the Knicks need to fix. And we need to keep a winning streak for the new year. We haven't lost yet this year. Let's keep it going. But thank you to everyone who tuned in. Thank you to everyone who commented. I appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please subscribe, Big Nick Energy on YouTube. And we also have a website with merch. Check it out, bignickenergy.com. A lot of merch on there for literally every single player on the team. Even Coach Tibbs. If you're a fan of Tibbs, go get yourself some Tibbs merch and wear it proudly. But thank you guys again. I hope you guys have a great day.